What is up, everybody? Welcome back outside the cage on this beautiful Tuesday afternoon. We got a lot to get into. What a weekend it was. As always in the UFC, when you have a big card like this, you never know what's going to happen. And there's a little bit of everything. So, first off, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing pretty good, and it's a very special day because it's your motherfucking birthday. Happy birthday,
It
my
is. I
brother.
thought you were going to say
Jordan
special day
year
because
begins now.
thank you. Appreciate it.
And
It's more
NBA
special
opening
because the
day.
Warriors play basketball today. Yeah, that's why it's more special. It's not because of birthday. Not because of birthday.
It's a great birthday
But,
present, though.
Yeah, not too bad. Appreciate it. Appreciate everything you have done for this show. So let's get into it, man. Let's go. UFC 294. Let's start off right away. Islam Makhachev knocks out Alexander Volkanovski via head kick in the first round. Not nobody was expecting.
No. Maybe just the Dagestanis, but oh my gosh, dude. I haven't felt that down in a minute. Right after a fight ended, that hurt my heart. Just the way it happened. If it happened in the third or fourth round, it was a back and forth fight up until then. It's like, oh well. But he just put it on Volk, dude. When Volk first came out in the octagon, I told someone I was watching with, I said, bro, he kind of looks a little flabby. Like, a little chubbier than usual, which makes sense when you don't have a camp or anything, but Islam just looked way better, dude. He proved it. Whether it was the camp or just him being in home territory this time, or just a little combination of both. But man, I mean, number one pound for pound in the world. I think you've got to admit it. Like, John's just kind of there. But what was your reaction?
Just shocked, because I think Volk is one of those guys where like until it happens, like you don't think it's gonna happen. So like you didn't think Kamaru Usman was gonna lose. You never. I mean, before when he lost to Leon Edwards, not this weekend, but when Conor lost, you never thought Conor was gonna lose. Like Amanda Nunes, like these people and these icons, it's like they're never gonna lose. That's not gonna happen, especially in that way. Because obviously we've seen Volk lose, but just not in that fashion. I think and even the one he lost to Islam, everyone thought some people thought Volk won, so it was never like a tragic finish like we had. Yeah, I just shocked. And then like now hearing him and like what he said and why he had to take the fight, it kind of concerns me. But I'm not gonna lie, either the knockout itself also concerns me. I don't want to come on here and say it's over, but that's a career-ending knockout.
Yeah, that was really bad.
I think it was that bad. Yeah, I mean, again,
do you think in terms of like confidence?
No, I just think in terms of just honestly, just the force which it happened, like nothing to do with mentally, just more so physical. Like I literally think
big of a shot to the head.
It's like some brain juice was lost.
Bro, that's literally like a golf club.
I think it was
just
that
being
shot to the
swung
head,
at
it's
your
just
head.
tough to come back.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
man.
and then he took some hits
when Islam had his, he looked like a bobblehead, bro. I was about to cry when that was happening. There was a split second where I kind of thought he ate it when he first dropped, and he didn't just fall back like Dustin did against Gaethje. I thought he might have still been there for a second, but then Islam just pinned his head with his knee and just started boom, boom, boom. And yeah, dude, it was pretty shocking to see Volk being that vulnerable in the post-fight press conference talking about mental health, because I always just kind of viewed Volk as like this invincible force, you know what I mean? Just kind of like had everything, together in all parts of his life, which he does. But it just shows that even when you're the number one pound for pound fighter in the world, you're still human at the end of the day. We all go through the same shit. So that was pretty wild to hear that. And I hope he doesn't just start rushing into fights and taking bad fights, because, I mean, we saw what happened with Silva after his one loss. I think he lost like 8 out of his last 9 or something like that. People say Kamaru might be on a similar skid. It's scary. And the stat held true. Fighters 35 or older are still
So,
they've never won a title fight in the bantamweight to 170 division, I think. So it's really sad.
yeah. Yeah. Again, you never want to see the greats again, and it's not even like he's going out like that. But just the way that happened, you never want to see that. I wish we could have seen more. Um, I think from what we've seen, we could have said Islam was probably gonna win, but like I just wish we could have seen more. I thought Volk didn't look terrible in the grappling exchanges. Um, but yeah, I just think I honestly just like how you said you were watching with people, like the conversation that I was saying was like I just think it's so close. Them two are so close that like I'll just lean with the guy who had a full camp as opposed to the guy who got the call 10 days ago. Just like it's so close that you gotta like that you can't the margins are so thin you can't just have that factor. So like I'll go with the guy who had a full camp. And then it's like,
Yep.
well, you counteract that like, well, he wasn't prepared for Volk. I don't think their game plan changes whoever they fight. I think there's little things they do and tendencies. Maybe they saw something with the high kick, but I think as far as their game plan, they know what they want to do. No one can stop our takedowns. We're going to continue to shoot and shoot and shoot.
Yeah. Is Islam
So
the
I
best
think that
striker
it's
at
just
lightweight too?
no. I think no.
I mean, he's dropped Charles
The Mac.
and Volk now. The Mac, yeah, he's still a sniper on the feet.
I think his hands are definitely underrated. But yeah, I don't think I just think that I'm not saying it was set up for Islam, but I just think that there were so many outside factors that Islam just had to get it done, and it was tough for Volk. I think it was super tough for Volk coming in on that 10-day notice. Obviously, he didn't seem to be in the right mental place, so that also is a factor. But yeah, I just like when you have a fight like that, you just want to see so much more, but then you're also just like in awe of what happened. I bet the over because I thought no one was going to be able to finish each other. I was like, there's no way they just can knock each other out. So, but yeah, shouts to Islam. Cemented. Is Charles for sure next, or did they go Gaethje?
I was gonna ask that. I kind of like Gaethje. I think a lot of people are more interested in that fight, and I feel like Gaethje even has better defensive wrestling than Oliveira when you're just comparing wrestling to wrestling, not talking about off the back or anything like that. And I
Yeah,
mean, Gaethje looks new and improved. He's not really just going. What's the word? He's not just looking to get in a firefight anymore. He's looking for that controlled chaos where he's technical, but he still has that violence that makes him Justin Gaethje. So before
yeah,
he gets too old, I'd love to see Gaethje get another shot. And I mean, Charles, obviously he had the shot. It's not his fault that he got a nasty cut, but you got to be careful who you're sparring with 10 days out from the biggest fight of your life. You shouldn't be sparring with people that are going to give you that bad of a cut. He had to have thrown an elbow or something.
and I also just think that, and I thought this originally. I get Charles had a great run at the lightweight championship. He did. He had a dominant run. But that first fight between them didn't warrant me an automatic rematch. A rematch, yes, but automatic. And then this happens. So then to say you're just automatically still up, like I don't know. But then also it's like you got to look at who it is. And does Charles Oliveira really sell fights? I
think he does. I don't know.
I would lean towards no. To earn another title shot right away.
Yeah, that's true. I don't think that rematch sells.
He doesn't speak English. How can he sell fights?
He's an electric fighter. I think his fighting sells the fights. Like his fights against Michael Chandler, Dustin Poirier, and Gaethje, all back to back to back, were three of the most exciting fights of that year. And the Poirier one was, or I guess the Chandler was second, Poirier was third round, Gaethje was first round. So I don't know. I think he's just so electric in the octagon, but you're right. He doesn't really do a lot of marketing in between fights, or at least to us in America here. And we got Chocolate Toast dropping in the chat. What up, Toast? He said, very true statement.
I had Islam by decision.
Yeah, but that is just, I'm still in shock from it. I was trying to think of words to say for the last 3 days on here, but I mean, Islam's really looking like a potential GOAT candidate. I mean, I think
How
people had already
long
said
does
that.
how long does Islam go? Is he on that same Khabib where he's gonna retire too early?
I don't know. I think he wants to be around. And the only reason is if he wants to let Usman start taking the reign before he gets too old. They want to
Yeah.
go for the triple. But I don't know. And do you
Does
think Volk
does Islam versus the winner of Kobe and Leon interest you?
definitely? I think that's what I was going to say. I think Islam wants to be a double champ
Yeah.
because ever
I
since
think he has
Connor did
I
it,
think
it's
out of any current champ, I think he's has the best opportunity. Just off of
100%.
size and off of matchups, I think he's the one.
Yeah, he was freaking. Did you see his coach said he was 185 pounds when he went
Yeah.
into the octagon?
It's big.
That's a big that's a big lightweight right there. Walks around at
Ooh.
190, 195 out of camp.
One thing
That's
to one
nuts.
thing to one thing to take note of here. And I know people are gonna say I always try to bring this up, but if it truly is the end of Volk's run and Ilia Topuria beats Volk, Sean has a shot at the 45 strap.
Max too. Max has got to be feeling a little
That's
bit
a
more
great
optimistic.
matchup. That's a great matchup. Imagine either Sean beats Topuria and he has the belt, or Max beats Topuria and he has the belt. Imagine a Sugar Sean versus Max Holloway fight at 45.
I would be sad. I wouldn't. That's one where obviously it's like an elite fight, but just from my personal point of view, they're both like there might be my 1 and 2 for favorite fighters. So that would just be a hard one on me. But I would sacrifice it for the sport.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think, dude, people forget Max is 31 years old, so he's not going anywhere anytime soon.
Yeah, exactly. That's big. Yeah, man.
And then in the co-main, I have a quote I want to read from Sean Strickland right off the bat. So Khamzat Chimaev beat Kamaru Usman in a majority decision. Honestly, kind of how I expected the fight to play out. I thought Usman would be better on the feet, but Khamzat was just able to have control for long enough. But yeah, here's a quote from Sean Strickland, and I have to say, I probably agree with this. He said he doesn't fucking deserve a title shot, but here we are. Give it to him. He sells a lot of fights. I'll go fight the man for 5 rounds, but no, he has not earned it. He doesn't deserve it. And getting a decision with a welterweight off the couch does not earn it. So Dana was saying going into this fight, winner gets a title shot no matter what. But now everyone's kind of thinking, I mean, he still hasn't beat a middleweight. So do you get the middleweight title shot next? If you're Khamzat?
Yeah, that was I read to get Usman to take the fight, that was part of the contract was if I win this fight, I need it in writing that I get the 85 shot, which is fine for Usman, but I don't think Khamzat had to be in on that. So for Dana to come out and say that, I would have just probably not said it. And then if Usman wins, then yeah, Usman's fighting for 85. But if then Khamzat wins, just like you don't say nothing. But yeah, I mean, yeah, like that was kind of weird too. It's like we're having a title eliminator for the 85 belt at 70.
Yeah, with like two guys that haven't beaten the middleweight yet.
No,
And
that
aren't
fight
in the
wasn't
middleweight.
that fight wasn't 85. No.
Yeah, it was at 85,
Yeah,
but
but you're
it's two
saying he hasn't fought.
welterweights.
Oh, you're
Pretty
saying
much.
he fought to welterweight. He fought to welterweight.
Yeah, yeah. Neither of them have beaten a active ranked guy in the 185-pound division. I don't
Yeah,
think. Well, I guess Kamaru's beat Strickland, but
yeah,
a whole
but you
different
don't.
lifetime.
So Kamaru isn't a big enough. I don't want to say name, but doesn't have a big enough
A good enough
resume
win.
to where if you beat him, no matter what the circumstances, you don't deserve a title shot. You don't think so?
I don't know. I
If
kind of like.
If Usman's in the 85 division, what is he ranked right now before this loss?
Probably 4 or 5.
He beats Cannonier.
Yeah, probably. I mean, Cannonier's. Those are big guys up there.
Yeah.
Cannonier's probably walking in there at 210, 215.
Yeah. So does he deserve one? I don't want to say no. I don't want to say yes, but I also that's the question too. Is I believe that Kamaru Usman still has a big enough resume and still good enough to where if I beat him, no matter if it's at heavyweight, lightweight, whatever, I think if I beat Kamaru Usman, I deserve a title shot at whatever division it is. I think
Yeah,
so.
I mean, dudes were getting title shots after beating Nate, right? Or
Yeah,
Connor.
Nate was.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So that's true. Does he deserve it more than
and you
Dricus?
just have to look at the 85 landscape. We've already seen all those guys. Like, have we seen them versus Sean? No, but I don't think if Cannonier beats Sean Strickland, it's like
Yeah,
no one
he
looks
already
at him as the
did.
real champ. That's what you have to look at too, the landscape of the division. That matters.
Yeah, and I guess I saw one person posted that Usman and Whitaker should be the next fight that gets booked at 185, both coming off of losses.
Yeah, I could see that definitely. I don't know. I think Usman isn't really. I think he beats a lot of guys at 85, but I don't think he has enough to make a run.
I
But
mean,
anyway, going back to this fight, um, I don't think it's being talked about enough is how not easily, but how different it could have been. I think it was razor thin. I
mm-hmm.
think that round one was obvious. There was 3 10-8s. That was I think it was I had it about at 8.5. I thought maybe one would have it at 10-8. I didn't think all three would have 10-8.
Yeah.
That was huge. But Usman obviously won round two. And then so we're 1-1, but I mean obviously there's 10-8s. But what's not being talked about is how close round three was. I think if
Bro.
somehow, some way, some judge seen it differently, like we're talking. I mean, it was one judge had it a draw. I definitely thought we could have been headed for a draw there.
Mm-hmm. Dude, if Kamaru gets up like 20, 30 seconds earlier in that third round, I think he wins that because
Yeah.
he won that
It was
exchange
close.
at the end. He did more damage in those last 20 seconds than Khamzat did in the whole first 4 minutes of that round. And Khamzat was just kind of laying on him like he was doing a little bit, but I don't know. With the way that fights have been getting judged lately, they've definitely been judging damage way more than control, or they've been taking that, like ranking it higher. So
Yeah,
I had hope for Usman when the judges were out there. Not a
yeah,
lot, but
I thought it was super close. Yeah, 3 10-8s again. You can't say is it 10-8 or not. How can I cannot that's why the judging is weird. It's hard to do. If you think it's 10-8, I could think it's 10-8. If you think it's 10-8, everyone thinks it's 10-8. It's fine. I thought, but it's the way that judging usually is. I thought maybe one would have it at 10-8 and the other two have it 10-9. I didn't think they'd all agree on 10-8. But yeah, I mean, I thought it was super close. I think that's kind of what we had. We kind of had the scout. If Kamaru could keep it on the feet, he's a way better striker. I'm not impressed by Khamzat's striking.
bro,
And I
yeah,
think it's kind of the same thing for Sean going into this fight. I think Sean's probably a better striker than Usman, but is he going to be able to stuff those takedowns?
yeah, I think Sean will be okay in grappling. People forget that he does have a black belt. He doesn't really use it much because he doesn't like jiu-jitsu, but I think he could get right, especially at Extreme Couture with the amount of wrestlers that they could bring in there, just collegiate guys. They could get whoever to train him for
Yeah.
Khamzat. I think I like Strickland in that. I think he is a much better striker than Khamzat. I've seen videos saying that Khamzat really is only a threat with his right hand on the feet, like at least at that level. And it's true, bro. You watch it, he's just trying to set up the right the whole time in any way possible. So I think when you get to that level, guys are going to expose that. Usman was starting to. And at the end, when they were just kind of swinging and banging, Usman was still he was still defending. You know, he didn't just throw all the defense out the window, but Khamzat did. He just had his chin up in the air, swinging back and forth. Usman was ducking, hitting him, ducking, hitting him. So I think Khamzat's a little raw on the feet still.
Yeah. Johnny Walker.
Oh, one more question I had about the Khamzat Usman. So Kamaru said in his interview with Megan O'Leary after the fight, if it's a 5-rounder, I think we all know how it goes. I kind of agree with him there just because of his 5-round experience. Khamzat I don't think he's gone 5 rounds in his whole career.
Yeah.
Where do you stand on that one?
With what? I'm sorry.
if that fight was a 5-rounder, is it a different result?
I think 5 rounds would have benefited Khamzat.
It's hard. Everyone
It just
talks
depends.
about
Well,
Khamzat's.
on that short notice though,
Yeah, that's true.
Full camp 5 rounds Kamaru, but Kamaru was gassed too.
That's true. It's hard. I felt like Khamzat. I always think Khamzat looks gassed at the end of his fights, but maybe not. Maybe he just kind of empties the tank at the end because he knows it's almost the end.
Yeah.
So everyone always talks about his elite cardio, but I ain't seen it yet.
Yeah, I think a lot of it too is like we think like he's this like big and scary guy, which he is, but that's kind of the persona that he comes off as. But then it's like he's not. Gilbert Burns took him to deep waters. Usman took him to deep waters. It's like,
Yeah,
I think we just gotta start looking. He's human, and it's okay.
like,
It's okay. But I think he paints a really good narrative, whether if it's him or everyone else. But like the narrative is just like he's gonna roll through guys and just never gonna lose, and he's this big scary guy. He's gonna lay on you and dominate you and carry you outside the cage and shit. And that's just not who he is at this elite level, which is fine. He could be, but he's just not yet.
Yeah. Is his striking better than Bo Nichols right now?
Bo Nichols got a knockout.
There's a couple. Bo's freaking cold. We saw it in person, bro. He looked good, just getting in and out. Bo's out. That's the fight I want to see, man. I've been saying that for the last 2 years, but that might be the next one that breaks into 1 million pay-per-view buys.
Oh,
if Sugar doesn't do it first.
Yeah.
I just don't see how that's not a sick fight. Like those wrestling exchanges, I could only imagine.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Right. And now, sorry to hold it up, but yeah, now we can get on to maybe the weirdest part of the night.
Yeah.
The light heavyweight division continues to just not catch a break. This was supposed to establish a contender, and we got quite the opposite once again. And it was a no contest, right? After Ankalaev threw the knee to Johnny Walker when he was grounded. Now I want to ask, how is this different from Peter Yan on Aljo? How's it any different?
Okay. So, obviously, if you were here... Oh, I just realized our names are flipped. We fucked it up. So I bet on Johnny Walker. Obviously, if you watched the show last week, I bet on Johnny Walker. Had a great day betting, by the way. Hope y'all followed the picks. I think in my head, so betting on Johnny Walker, if it's a no contest because I was concussed and I wasn't responding and you tried to talk to me and whatever, I don't know what was said in that. I'm not saying what the ref did was right or wrong, but okay, you called it for whatever reason. But if the reason I'm in that position is because you threw an illegal knee, I'm the winner.
Yeah, like Ankalaev's the one that caused
it wasn't
that
like
to happen.
It wasn't a nut shot, unwarranted nut shot or accidental nut shot. Like, no, he kneed me while I was grounded. You stopped the fight because it was an illegal knee. We talked. I'm done. I can't continue to fight. You think I continue to fight? That's fine. Then how is that a no contest? I win that fight in that moment. Do I think now that we got that out the way, do I think the ref was right to stop it? Yes, because Johnny Walker was severely concussed. There was something wrong with him. For a minute, I thought he was just mad, which he has every right to be mad. But then there was someone I was like, all right, he just doesn't know where he's at right now.
Yeah, it started looking like he was more just drunk.
Yeah.
In the moment, I wanted them to continue that fight just because he did kind of look like he had his wherewithouts about him. But it was probably the right choice. That's crazy though. If the ref asked him what country you're in and he said the desert, and then he called it after that, bro, I was laughing when Dana had to go in there.
Yeah, it's fucking regulator, bro. Shut that shit down.
I thought we were about to get some Khabib Conor vibes.
Yeah.
For a second. And then Ankalaev was getting all mad for no reason.
He was about it too. You want to fight? Let's fight.
Did you see when they started talking to each other? I was just thinking to myself, like, no way these fools speak the same language.
Yeah,
like neither of them speak English. One speaks Russian, one speaks Brazilian, and they're both just like talking in their own language. And then they're like, okay.
Yeah. They just saw the hands up. It was like, oh, let's fight.
Bro, how funny was that when Walker faked like he was hurt from the body shot and then jumped up and tried to catch
Johnny
him
Walker,
with the
bro,
knee.
he's fun to watch, bro. He's fun to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Do they like, my original thought was like, let's run that shit in Brazil next week.
Ooh, maybe at a catch weight.
Yeah, let's just fucking fight. I don't know how like what the results were on Johnny Walker. I saw him on Hawani a little bit. Like he seemed like he was fine, but obviously he's not gonna come out and say he's not. But yeah, I would like to see how quickly they can turn around. I think they need to turn around quick. They can't. We can't throw them on the Madison Square Garden card. Is that already? That's already too stacked.
No, that would be perfect because Pereira and Yuri on that, right?
Yeah.
Set it up. I
Yeah, let's
like
rock.
that. I think that might happen.
Yeah.
And let's see, what were the other notables? I know the first fight of the night I have some opinions on that, but we'll get to that in a little bit. Let's see. Ikram Alexeyov had a nice KO over Worley. Was that the knee? Or he just fed him,
Yeah.
huh? And then Saeed Nurmagomedov, man, the one time he wants to get a finish.
I know. Shouts, Muhammad Makhachev, baby, sub round 3 plus for 1,000. Cash me out, baby. Cash me out.
That was so electric.
Cash
That
me
was
out.
that
I
was
told you, bro.
so
That's it.
electric.
Like usually when I have like a finish like that, I'm like stressing. I wasn't stressed, bro. He does this shit. I'm telling you, I know this shit. He does that shit.
Is that gonna have to be a bet on Makhachev till it doesn't happen?
Yeah, round 2, round 3 sub till it doesn't happen.
Come
Unless
on.
like the problem is like for him just to get a win by sub is never like enough like plus money to me for me to take that. Like it's like plus like 140. So it's like I'm never really gonna take that. But when I can get plus 700 plus 1,000, come on, bro. And he's done it that way before.
I was so hyped when that happened.
They haven't figured that out yet, bro. I'm hopefully they don't figure it out, but that's a bad line because you're plus 140 to win by sub. You're like minus 500. So you're basically saying he's gonna sub him. So then he doesn't have a round 1 sub in like fucking 4 fights. So it's like, bro, plus 700 plus 1,000. It's round 3 sub should probably be like plus like 450. Round 2 maybe plus 270. Round 1 plus 320. Like it's just a bad line. But
yeah, like it's reversed.
Yeah, until it doesn't happen, I'm in there, baby. Let's go.
As well, bro, you kind of got screwed by your parlay got screwed because Mike Breeden came in 4 pounds overweight and then got the win over Jubilee.
That was a bad one, bro. I just trying to add one in there to juice it up. Probably should have just went Khamzat. I kind of knew, but I don't know. Looking back on it now, but yeah, if we would hit the parlay, that would have been a big fucking day. But yeah, whatever. Everyone else looked good, man. Mike Breeden looked really good.
Trevor Peake looked technical.
Yeah, Trevor Peake looked really good. That was a good performance from him. That was a big one. Shara, what'd you think?
Which one? Sorry.
Shara.
Oh, yeah. So got a ways to go. I mean, the striking's pretty explosive. I'd say borderline elite. But like Dana said, I don't know how he's a Dagestani and he has no takedown defense. He's going to get laid on at that 185 division if he doesn't work on that grappling because his grappling looked troublesome. Yes, he was throwing strikes up off the back, but I almost thought he lost that fight. I was not sure before they read off the cards.
Yeah, yeah. That was an early one. I ain't gonna lie, I was asleep. But during the card, I went back and watched it while the card was live, so I did watch it. But yeah, it was an early day, bro. This was weird.
Bro, I was in hell that day. So it was Halloween weekend in Isla Vista, part 1, I guess. This is part 2, but me and my friends, we just stayed up all night till the fights.
Oh shit.
And then I fell asleep for like a couple of the prelims for like an hour. And then just woke up, drank some coffee, got all hyped up and wide awake for the main event, and then had to watch USC lose after. So I was really sad Saturday night. I was sleep deprived, just watched USC lose, watched Volk get knocked out.
You had that anxiety, huh? Yeah, I know that. Been there, bro. Been there,
bro. It's crazy too. Like
by the time I got to just wing it, the third fight was already like it was literally Johnny Walker was walking out by the time I got to just wing it. And I was like, damn.
Yeah. The early cards are cool when you're ready for it, but
yeah, Because I was thinking in San Diego, the card started at 11, no? But was it the card in general, not like the prelims and shit?
No, prelims were early, I feel like. I remember y'all because I remember I went out and slept on the outside thing for a minute all the way up until probably up until the third fight.
Yeah.
We got to get back there, dude.
Yeah, that was crazy. Like, he fought on my birthday or like around my birthday. So it was like perfect timing. It's been a year since Sugar's big win, bro.
When I got those memories, the one where you're standing on the balcony, he was like, yeah.
We did it. Yeah, look at us now.
Shouts to the Red Hawk Academy as well.
Look at us now. Yeah. We got nothing this week. Next week we'll probably come with some rankings and some stuff like that for you guys. But yeah, what a weekend. It only gets better to close the year, so can't wait.
I got a little video to play for your birthday before we head on out of here.
Oh, shit.
You know your nickname's Dimes. I had to go dig in the archives, show people why you're called Dimes. Just a little 20
No,
second
bro,
video.
we got some
Michael Jackson, the Jordan, the Tyson, the Myers. Too much dirty money. When the colors are washing the whites and the dryer, my nigga. It ain't rocket science, just rockets that sleeping pussy in our pajamas. I got this shit down to a science. I turn in my project A-. I ain't crazy, I'm crazy, and all of my niggas chaotic. Trusting all black like they got the.
That's tough, Dime, right there. I remember that game.
Yeah.
I remember that game.
Dude, there's a couple. Bro, you were really cold with it. Your change of pace was like that.
It was a really good junior high point guard. Topped out right there.
Hey, that lot team was cold, huh?
Yeah, topped out right there. Everyone has their prime. That was mine.
Yeah, mine was probably like third grade for basketball, honestly. Didn't go uphill.
Thank you.
I appreciate you. And I will see you on Monday. Doses. Oh, shit. I was trying to play the video. Let's see.
Sir.
Life or death. Do not.